everybody. I am hopping on again to give you some exciting news. So the Find Your Path program that I talked to you about last week, it is officially starting on January 19th, and I want you to be a part of it. So I'm going to dive into more of that in a second, but first off, I want to talk to you about the 3 things that it is going to cost you by staying unhappy in your career. So these are 3 things that I stumbled into when I started to become unhappy. And there's a phase, there's a gradual phase of there's unhappiness, there's disgruntledness, there's not being able to get out of bed in the morning, and then there's this phase of self-sabotage, and it can grow and grow and grow and grow if you don't address it. So first off, I want you to, let's do a little exercise together actually. And I want you to go ahead and close your eyes. And I want you to imagine a year from now. And your job, your career, your work, what you're doing, all the problems, all the ways that it's holding you back, all the things that just never change, all the things that you're tired of. Maybe you're not finding joy there anymore. Maybe you don't feel like you can grow. Maybe also your office or the way you've had to work has changed and you're working from home now and you love it, and you know that in a year you're probably going to have to go back to the way things were. I want you to think about and really let that sit into your gut. What does that feel like? A year from now, and nothing's changed. You're still doing the same work, the same job, and you haven't found the time outside of that work to make some changes. You haven't started building new connections. You haven't started stepping into new worlds. You haven't started dipping your toe into new waters. And so you're still in this place of working the same job, doing the same thing, having the same routine, and you still have no idea what you want to do next, but you know you're unhappy. What does that world look like? What are you having to give up along the way in order to keep this as your reality? All right, now go ahead and shake that off, because this is a world of possibility. I started coaching because I love stepping into this world full of possibility, because that's the truth. When you change your mindset, when you change the way that you view the world, suddenly all these possibilities open up before you. And I wanted to tell you a little bit about where I was at. So I knew I was unhappy in my job for quite a few, I would say it was probably 2 years, a year and a half. I knew something wasn't right. But instead of focusing on it and making some changes and being very deliberate, I drew out the plan. I didn't make it an urgent priority to change. I was like, well, this is stable enough. Well, this is working. It's good enough. I could keep doing this, keep going, keep just kind of dilly-dallying and figure it out as I go along. Except here's what started to happen. I started growing resentful of the people around me. And it wasn't the fact that I still loved them and I still liked these people for who they are, but I was in the wrong place. I also started resenting the work. There was just this lot of inner resentment that just kept growing and bubbling up, and it wasn't anybody's fault but my own. Because I wasn't spending the time and the energy outside of that job to really figure out what was next. I also found myself spending way too much time developing coping strategies that could help me get through the day. I started meditating. I started going down daily walks. I started trying to muster the energy to even just get up in the morning was really, really hard. I started running more, and all of these are great, beautiful, beautiful things. But I kept on needing the coping mechanisms. They didn't go away, and I was coping instead of thriving. And I was also, having to use my relationships and my friends and my roommates as everyday therapists, because I would come home crying, or I'd be upset in the morning, and I would use them to try and get through my day, which was not healthy, and it's not the way that I wanted to show up. And the third thing that I started doing was I really started spending a lot of money on those coping and also numbing strategies. And I'll tell this story, and here's my 2 cents. I think therapy is absolutely amazing. Please, it is one of the best things you can be a part of. However, my therapist couldn't tell me what to do next in my career. That was not her job. I needed to do that work, or I needed to find the right people who could help me with that. So spending more and more money on therapy wasn't going to solve the problem that I knew I needed to solve, because she couldn't help me through a career search. That was not her expertise. I also found myself spending a lot of money on, shopping, alcohol, all of these things to try and help me get through the day. And finally I woke up and I was like, if I collaborated, if I put all this money together and actually invested it where I needed to invest it, boy, how much a difference could I make? So by not taking action early, by letting this resentment, this dissatisfaction rest and grow and settling in that, here are the 3 things that can happen. You grow more resentful of your work and the people around you. And trust me, that's not a place where you want to be, because that is also the place where you will start self-sabotaging. 2, you start spending all of your time developing coping strategies, to muster the strength to even get out of bed in the morning, or talking yourself out of downward spirals 2, 3, 4, 5 times a week. You also start spending a lot of money on those coping and numbing strategies to help you get through the day. And none of these are places where you were meant to be. You were meant to be happy. You were meant to thrive, and you were meant to have work that uses your skills and your interests so beautifully that you can't help but be lit up by the work. And I promise you that is out there for you. So I also, these are the things that can change if you dive in and start doing the work and start making some change. So anybody listening to this message, if you're feeling unhappy in your work, if you know that it is spiraling out of control, and you know that this is causing all of these other issues in your life, if you know that what you are doing that pays the bills, what your work, your career needs to change, then Find Your Path is perfect for you. So I only have 8 seats available. Doors are open now, so I am taking rolling applications. How that works is you sign up for a 30-minute free clarity call with me. These are awesome. They're like mini little sessions where I can give you some insight into what's going on. And you just get to talk and tell me what are your goals, where are you at now, and what do you think is getting in the way. So you're going to set up a 30-minute clarity call session with me, and I'm taking rolling applications for the Find Your Path program. It's an 8-week program that's starting on January 19th. And I am so excited to share what I know with you, because through all of the information I have gained from my coaches, from all of the information I have gained from investing in my learning, from my own path, my own experience, my own growth, I'm excited to just put this all together and help you really start building towards what's next. It's also only 8 seats because I want to keep it intimate, and I want to make sure that I can be there for you. This is not a big crazy group program. This is 8 people only. So if this sounds like something you might even think you might want or need, just drop a comment below. Just let me know, like, hey, I think I would love to talk to you. 30 minutes. It's free. It's totally free. And let's see if this might be something that works for you. So I hope you all have a beautiful Monday. And again, drop a comment below if you really know deep down in your heart something about your work and your career. It's got to change. 2021, it's the year to change it. Bye, guys.